Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day out there. Welcome to another episode of The Life of Brian. I just picked up my, actually let me fix the mirrors here real quick. I just picked up my 2013 SRT Viper GTS. Obviously it is a Dodge, but during this period of time, SRT was basically its own brand, if you will. So if you can imagine, for example, AMG having its own vehicle under its name as opposed to Mercedes, or an M car being a standalone vehicle. But that's basically what this is. It's the Dodge Viper SRT GTS. The GTS basically just being a kind of slightly higher end upgraded trim. Basically this gets you more leather, I believe, maybe upgraded sound system, same power output, same engine, same mechanicals, but I think it's just mainly aesthetics, leather, upgraded audio system, maybe some creature comforts. I also believe there is some additional modes. I think there's 4 different modes to choose from on the GTS version, and on the SRT, which is the base version, there's only 2 modes if I'm correct. So it's been a minute, guys, since I've been in a Viper. I had a 2004 for several years, and there were definitely things that I liked about the car, and definitely some things that I did not like so much about the car. But I kept the car for about 2.5, almost 3 years. I think actually over 3 years. It was obviously a manual because all Vipers came in manuals, and so they were discontinued after the 2018 iteration. And the manual on my Viper was one of the worst manuals I've ever had, ever owned, ever driven. I can immediately tell already that the shifter on this 2013 is light years better, shorter throws, more precise, smoother, not as sloppy and cumbersome. And I kind of compared it to with my old Viper, my 2004 Viper, it's kind of like trying to push a baseball bat into gear, and it was very stiff, very heavy. The clutch was extremely heavy, but Vipers in general, I think, have a pretty heavy clutch. I think that's why there's such things known as Viper leg, where people who drive Vipers have huge left calves. I don't know if that's true, but this clutch is not as bad. It's definitely not on the light end to be sure. It's definitely more meaty, a little bit more heavy. Not the smoothest clutch I've ever operated, but still better than my 2004. And again, the shifter is significantly better. So already I'm liking this car. And just some initial impressions of the vehicle, which is kind of what the purpose of this video is for, guys. I already noticed an immediate difference, an immediate upgrade to the interior. So for any of you guys who have been in Vipers and the previous iterations, specifically generation 1 through 4, mine included, the interiors were just basic crap. I recently got a 2009 ZR1, and the Corvettes prior to the C7 and C8 era certainly were not known for their interiors either. Pretty chintzy, a lot of plastics, even the leather not very good quality. But my 2004 Dodge Viper, I can't want to sing diaper, was aggressively bad, and especially for a vehicle which I'm not sure what the MSRP was brand new, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say 80 to 90 maybe. I don't know if Vipers were 100. They might have been, actually. So I'm going to say 80 to 100 just to be safe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But you definitely did not feel like you were getting that quality of vehicle when you looked in the interior. A lot of plastics, hard plastics, very chintzy. Again, not very comfortable, very hot because again the exhausts on these Vipers are on the side sills, basically right beneath your butt. They don't go out the back, I guess, for aerodynamic purposes. But yeah, from an interior standpoint, guys, already, you know, obviously I'm touching the steering wheel. It's a flat bottom steering wheel, but it's wrapped. I have this, the GTS comes automatically with the Laguna leather option, I believe. So everything's basically wrapped in leather. The stitching's very nice. Everything looks very high quality. The chairs, the seats apparently are from the same manufacturer as the ones that Ferrari uses to get the seats for their vehicles at the time. Fiat, I believe, owned Dodge at the time, so I guess they obviously through their own network they were able to source those. But the interior, I mean, my 2004 on a scale of 1 to 10 was maybe like a 3.5. This is definitely closer to an 8. It's nice in here, guys. It's a nice place to be. Again, it's not a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, but it's nice, and you definitely get the sense that you're paying for an expensive car, which again sorry guys, I'm trying to find my temperature button here. For a car that is, or brand new, was in excess of $100,000, and even on the used market, these things are holding their value pretty well, and they're you know, in good condition. You know, no branded title, no body damage, that sort of deal. You're going to be paying 6 figures, and for that amount of money, you definitely want to feel like you're buying or you're paying for a decent interior quality. So, you know, outside aesthetics of the Viper have always been very pleasing. You know, controversial in the sense that either you really love them or you hate them. I personally like the Viper. Yes, it's a little bit cartoony, but I always love the kind of the aggressive stance, the aggressive look of them. Vipers definitely stand out in a crowd. You will definitely never mistaken a Viper for something else. And I definitely, when I had my 2004, this is before obviously I got my Corvette recently, I got a few not very kind looks from vet owners when I was driving my Viper around, and I would imagine with this 2013 it probably won't be that different. But you know, a Viper, you know, these cars, yes, the interiors are upgraded. The power output, I think, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 630 or 650 horsepower, foot-pound. Torque is right around 600 as well. And again, it's a naturally aspirated V10. It's not a truck engine, but you know, it's a huge engine. I think 8.4 liters. Could be mistaken on that, guys. But the power is still there. I had 500 horsepower in my 2004. Straight line speed is amazing. The ride was rough, very rough. I compared it to kind of driving my Gallardo around. It would definitely beat you up. Cornering, not so good. But you know, straight line speed, very impressive. And I imagine for this car, the handling's probably a little bit better as well. But yeah, I mean, I've always really liked the look of these cars, guys, from an aesthetic standpoint, from an external look, just the shape, the lines, again, kind of the cartoony, kind of even the over-the-top look of them. I like the fact that they, you know, it's not a tame car by any stretch, right? It doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's kind of outlandish, and it's like, hey, look at me. And you know, I think these cars are really nice, are beautiful in the classic sense, yeah. But even from kind of that, Vipers are not really universally known or acknowledged as supercars. I don't know why this would not be. I know a lot of people refer to the Viper as the American supercar, specifically from a power output. But even from the standpoint of, you know, obviously the cost was not cheap. It was definitely kind of up there in supercar range of pricing. But yeah, just from the look of it, it's a very kind of in-your-face looking car, and I love that about the Viper. So I have a Viper back now, guys, in the stable. I got rid of mine about 1.5 years ago or so. Always kind of wanted to get one back, but not my specific one, hoping maybe a later generation, a 5th generation, obviously, but not something so rough like the ACR or something very track, race oriented, where you don't have any creature comfort sort of deal. Definitely wanted something more livable, not so much as a daily driver, as I said in my the title of the video, but just something a little bit more easy to live with. So I think this car will be that. So I'm excited to have the Viper back in the stable, guys. I'm hoping to do a lot more content with the vehicle. If you guys want to know anything, any questions, any specific type of content you want to see, please drop me a line, comment below. Would love to hear any feedback, and definitely want to put out some interesting and entertaining content for you guys. So yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up, comment below, like and subscribe. Please support the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.